So tonight we have two deals of the month. The first one is going to be the HUD half off. This is going to be presented by Phil Georges. He got an awesome deal on a HUD home, and he's going to tell you all about it. Come on up, Phil.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Phil Georges. Joined CFRI in 2003. I've been buying investment property since I was 24. So by the gray hair, you can tell I've been doing this for a long time. In January, we had a guest speaker by the name of Larry Goins. At that time, I hadn't purchased a single-family home in over 7 years. So I wanted to teach my niece and my son the business. So I purchased the course. And as life has it, school all day, work all night, family obligations, they never got to it. So I put the books on the shelf. I'm sure none of you have ever purchased books and put them on the shelf. But after a little while, I thought about it. And I said, he had mentioned in the class that 95% of everyone who buys a course never does anything with it. And I said, wow, I don't want to be part of that. So I opened up the book in May, went through it real quickly. I spent about 2 weeks actively putting in offers for HUD. On June 1st, I got a contract, sight unseen. June 15th, I took a trip, 2-hour trip up to Trenton, Florida. Had no idea where that place was before the offer was accepted. Me and a friend drove up there and took a look at the property, put bandit signs all around town, and that was it. That was the one and only time I saw the property. HUD was asking $48,000 for the property. I offered them $20,000. They counter-offered $24,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house. The population of Trenton is 2,000. That's the population of this high school, okay? So you can do a deal anywhere. These are the before and after pictures. If you don't see any difference, the reason being is I went there one time. I did nothing but change the locks. Here are the numbers. I purchased it for $24,000. I spent $135 on changing the lock and putting the lockbox on the place for a total investment of $24,300. I lease optioned it to someone for $2,000 lease payment. They're paying $750 a month, and I agreed to sell it to them in 12 months for $60,000. The market value is $65,000, a little more. I paid the taxes, $1,100, insurance, $700, and miscellaneous costs for another $200, the bandit signs, etc. Net profit, 2 weeks' time working on the deal, $44,400. Not bad, 2 weeks' work, huh? Now, things learned. Any course you guys buy, if you put it to action, you'll get results. That check is the check Larry Goins sent back to me because he promised anyone who bought the course, and I know some of you out here bought that course, he promised if you bought the course and did a deal, he'd refund you the cost of the course. That's my deal. Bandit signs. It turned out, like I said, I went there that one time, put bandit signs all around town, about 10 of them, to be honest. They called me from the bandit sign, and that was it. It was HUD. I paid for it cash. You have to do anything special to qualify for a HUD house, but when you do make an offer, you do have to have proof of funds.
All right. Yes?
I can't hear.
How did you qualify your option buyer?
I took them to a mortgage broker, and I had them run their credit. It turns out that they didn't have any credit. So they lived nearby, and I felt good about it, and with the $2,000 down, I decided to go with it. Originally, I was going to do Larry Gowen's method of selling it with seller financing. That's what my bandit sign said, seller financing. I got a ton of calls. And apparently there's no code enforcement in that town because I'm still getting calls. But nonetheless, I had to go to a mortgage broker, and they told me that within 6 months of payments, she should qualify for the mortgage.
Awesome. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
She asks, were there multiple offers on the home? With HUD, you don't know who placed an offer. You just place it. If they accept it, they accept it. If they don't, they counteroffer or they just ignore you.
One more question. Yes, sir.
Once you make the offer, HUD works pretty quickly, first of all. When you make an offer, you've got to have the contract and the down payment within 2 days, 2 business days. It's got to be in their hands. So really, you don't have much time. However, you're taking a $500 gamble or a $1,000 gamble at best. Because if it's under $50,000, you have to put a $500 down payment. If it's over $50,000, you have to put $1,000. So the time you have is once you send them the money or those 2 days to do what you got to do to figure out if it's worth it.
All right. Okay, we have one more question. Last one. I saw you first. Go for it.
You do need original signature. That's true. So you have to overnight this stuff within 2 days. Okay, so that means the day they accept it, next day get everything signed and get it in the mail overnight. Awesome. Good question.